Hello, today I'm going to be doing the art challenge where you only use your supplies in only one colour. Last time I did all red and I really liked the way that piece came out, but not many people watched it, but that's alright. In the last video and in this video there is a Crayola, I guess, rainbow palette thing of paint that I didn't use again. The red, orange, yellow, and green are actually all empty, so I don't know why I keep on putting it in the video. I guess I just need to remove it for the colours that I can't actually use it from. So there was around 20 colours, and you guys all got to see all of my colours and all of my art supplies out on a desk, except for my browns and my whites and blacks, because they didn't really fit in with the rainbow. I have them coming down the wall next to the side of me. You can once again see the same rabbit fabric thing. I use that as just a border because my board is ugly looking. It seemed more appropriate for the last video, considering I did a drawing of Watership Down, but Plague Dogs is also made by the same author. His name is Richard Adams. He's one of my favourite authors. I actually have the Watership Down book, but I don't have the Plague Dogs book because it's incredibly hard to get in the UK. As you can see here, I'm using the watercolours first because you can always go darker but you can't go lighter, so I didn't want to plop on the darkest colour I had. I'm trying to make a soft gradient and not doing a very good job of it with the watercolour. You can see me just kind of smashing around my paintbrush. I have a watercolour brush, which is just one of the ones that are filled with, I guess, water that you can push down, except for mine's kind of broken. The water doesn't come out when you push it. I think it's clogged. I will try and fix it. And there you can hear my family ruining my audio recording. Woohoo. But this is the scene from where they're all on the top of the hill, and later on in the video you can see that in the rocks of the hill I actually write the words "nothing good comes from my brain." I couldn't remember whether or not the quote was "nothing good comes from my brain" or "everything bad comes from my brain." I also couldn't remember if he said both or if I just completely got it wrong. But either way, it's enough that somebody who likes that story more than I do would be able to recognise which character was meant to be saying it. Later on in the video you'll be able to tell that my pen was giving me issues because I have one of those massive ballpoint pens that have lots of bits that come out, like the ones with like 20 colours. So I tried to use that and it kept on just not working. Ballpoint pens don't like that type of paper, but that is okay. You might notice that with this video and the last video, at the very end of the video you can tell that I like to keep a white border at the end. It's because when a page is so filled with one colour, you don't want to add the border as a colour you've used throughout the entire piece. And I obviously didn't want to use a colour that I wasn't supposed to be using, so I didn't want to go back and use red for the border. So I feel like having the white border just makes the rest of the colours pop, especially in the Bloody Hills drawing. Not Bloody Hills, Bloody Fields. I know I only words in this one drawing, but I just felt like those words were important to the scene. I don't think they were said in this scene, I can't completely remember. Here you can see me using my one oil pastel. I have a set of oil pastels that I got from Poundland. They're actually really good quality for how many there were in the packet. They were only £1, which is around like $1.20 in America or something. I'm not too good at conversions, but all I know is the pound is worth more than the dollar, I think. But I have an oil pastel or two to each colour except for red. I think I didn't have an oil pastel for that. Might be wrong, can't remember. I can't see oil pastel on it, but I could be completely wrong. I am often wrong. I once again used the vermilion because I think it's a colour that can really go either way. I feel like it's an orange and a red, if that makes sense. Like, it's a perfect middle ground. So I used it in this one and I used it in the other one, which some of you probably aren't going to like, but oh well. Because I didn't have any actual orange oil paints, I had some already mixed into an orange colour, which is the darker colour that I think I end up using for the bottom of the rocks. I used it for shading. I have a lot of pens here and I'm using the pen because it's a browny orange, it's a much darker orange, so I used it for outlines and for the fox's ears. I wanted it to have a different style to the rest of my art because this whole thing is about trying new stuff. It's about creating something with what you have, I guess, is a good explanation of it. Because I only have 20 orange supplies. Now, a lot of other YouTubers who have loads and loads of art supplies, like a whole drawer just filled to the brim with orange. So it's more of a showing what you have, but also showing that you can make something out of anything you have, whether you have one pencil or you have 100 pencils. I did notice that I also have I have 2 multiples in this video, so technically I only used 18 art supplies, but I did use them, so they're the same colour, but I did use them in different places, so I'm not sure if that counts or not. But my Sharpies seem to be the same colour, and I have 2 of the glitter pencils. When I was younger, I had loads and loads of the glitter pencils, and they were my favourite pencils because anyone would touch them and they would just glitter everywhere. And to little 11-year-old me, that was the perfect match. 11-year-old Ben loved glitter. I know that I have coloured glitter somewhere, but I don't have orange, it got used, so sorry if you wanted a glittery one, but I definitely have glittery purple and pink and blue, so those will be used. Here I'm using the mixed colour, I think. No, I'm not using the mixed colour, I'm using the vermilion. I'm using the vermilion for the clouds because I just thought that it was a nice contrast to the very light background. The lighting's really bad in this room. The lighting I use is next to an open window because I don't want it to get absolutely whitewashed by turning on my lights. So You might notice that my setup's really far away from my actual drawing. It's because I have a small chest of drawers type thing that comes out, and I pull that all the way out and I put my webcam on it, and the video is actually upside down from what was recorded. I'm really bad at voiceovers and I'm not entirely sure what to say. I'm not sure how other YouTubers do it. I'm just kind of saying what I see and saying what I felt whilst I was recording it. I noticed at one point that I'd actually forgotten the fox's legs, and I think it's at this point where I forgot it and tried to add it in by scribbling really hard. I'm trying to shade all the rocks and make it look like one hill. I'm not sure how well I did, but on camera I think art always looks a bit worse than it does in real life, because seeing it now I can see exactly what I was going for and it looks nice, but I guess on camera it doesn't look exactly the same. And someone will probably point out, yes, the water I went and got, I did put in a barrel because I didn't have anything else to put my water in. The little white statue, if anyone is wondering, is actually my Bonnie statue that usually holds my chopsticks. I don't care how lame that is, but one day I might paint it. One day. I wanted to make an entire set of them, but I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen because, you know, the fandom kind of died and it would be more of a passion project. That, and I'm not sure if I have that much clay. Some people might also notice the panic button and the fact that I haven't pressed it. I'm not going to press it unless people ask for it, I guess, because it's loud, it's obnoxious, and everyone who I know hates it. So I'm not going to press it unless somebody actually wants it. Here you can see me going in with the mixed colour that I'm using to shade the bottom of the rocks. I think you won't actually be able to see the words that I wrote until the end where the pictures actually pop up. I'm sorry about that. I will try and make a better setup, but for now this is the best I can do. Here I'm using more of the pencils for shading and just trying to add in as many bits of shading as I can, trying to shade in the dogs because one of the dogs is white with light brown on him, so I wanted to shade his white areas with a very light orange. I'm going to ask for everyone's opinion here, but because I'm not very good at voiceovers, would you guys rather wait through me testing things out and trying to see what works for me and this channel, or would you guys rather I just put music in the background and you just watch me draw without me talking over it? Because I know some people just want to sit there and listen to music and watch someone else draw. Other people like hearing commentary and what's being done, but I'm not sure what's everyone's opinions on that. Here's where I'm trying to get the pen to actually work for me. It's not doing as I ask. This is where I'm trying to write it and I'm having to go over things multiple times, and in a minute I'm going to scribble on the side profusely to try and get the pen to work. And it still didn't come out exactly like I wanted. Some letters are capitalised and I didn't realise that I'd capitalised them until I'm looking at it now and I'm seeing that like just some of them capitalised, some of them aren't. At this point I realised that I forgot to use the the paint because I put it where I'm putting all my finished ones, which was my fault, my bad. Shouldn't have done that. I decided to use the paint to lighten up the clouds and add, I guess, cloud-like definition to them. I'm not good at drawing clouds. And here's the finished piece. I really like